If that were the case, we might be covered in snow right now, right?
A lot of snow.
That's the thing, and that's the thing. That's the funny thing about it, because there's been like 1 year in the data I look back, we had thunder like 11 times, and we had 0 snow.
Yeah.
I guess I'm wondering, like, is there any basis for why people think this happens?
Well, I think because we kind of laid it out there that there's usually a dramatic change. We're going from warm to cold. But if you've been in the Carolinas any length of time, you know, the cold is one thing. We need the cold and moisture together.
Yeah.
So just turning cold
not enough.
Doesn't really count. I'll show you the data again because, hey, we had some flurries tonight and there's snow in the mountains. So probably you're saying, hey, it worked this time because we had thunder yesterday. Well, that would have been only the first out of 4 times. So even this winter, it's only correlated 25%. That's not something you could really take to the bank, right? So 77 times with thunder in the winter since 2011, and now we'll call it 8 or 9 times. It just, the correlation's not there. It's just, in fact, it was funny when I was looking at the data, there's actually a better correlation that it snows within 10 days of 60-degree weather. That might be something that we look at. Now, there's plenty of snow in the mountains. They've had snow a couple times, but this is by far the biggest snow event of the season at Beech Mountain. They're pushing 7 inches. Now, the season total up to today was 5.5, so they've surpassed their season total in one event. The wind chill's an issue as well, and this is something that'll catch you off guard tomorrow morning because the winds will be howling out of the northwest. Wind chill single digits below zero, so if you're going skiing in the mountains this weekend, bundle up. It is going to be brutally cold. Even here in Charlotte, we're going to struggle to see wind chills get above the 30s. Now, we've seen many reports, and I mean many reports of snow flurries across the Piedmont. Some of this is actually reaching the ground as snow, but it's not accumulating. The accumulating snows are in the mountains. So, yeah, tonight there is a chance you could see a flurry as we've got a Great Lakes connection, the perfect setup for northwest flow. We typically see this a lot after cold fronts. We just haven't seen it much this season. This northwest flow, warm, moist air, well, it's not really warm, but it's warmer than the air over us, hits the mountains, it gets lifted, it gets cool, and creates that snow shower activity. And that's what we're seeing tonight in the mountains. Now, eventually the moisture source and that flow is going to cut off, and that will shut off most of the snow. So tomorrow, mostly sunny, but it will not be a warm day. Temperatures struggle to get into the mid and upper 40s, and with the winds, it'll feel like it's in the 30s most of the afternoon. Now, I mentioned next week, huge warm up again, another system on Tuesday with rain, and then the middle of the week, this system looks a lot like the system that just went through. Thunderstorms on one side, cold air on the backside, and that could bring another round of maybe some light snow to the mountains, and another system next weekend. So if you're not skiing this weekend, next weekend might be a good weekend to head to the mountains as well, as I expect more snow there. Now, this pattern we're getting into is kind of spring-like. We might see a couple rounds of storminess next week. We'll have to watch the potential for maybe more severe weather on Thursday. It's pretty far out, but you can see temperatures are going to warm up dramatically next week, so the fuel would be there for some strong thunderstorms. This weekend, temperatures very chilly, the coolest weekend we've seen so far in the new year and so far here in January with temperatures in the 40s and 50s. Your Guy Roofing 7-day forecast shows temperatures basically climbing quickly into the mid and upper 60s next week, maybe even close to 70. We will cool down again as kind of the roller coaster that we saw this week gets repeated next week.